A new world order, Trump takes center stage. The world watches as President Trump takes bold steps on the global stage. His recent interactions with Zelenskyy and Putin have sent shockwaves through the international community. A flurry of phone calls, planned meetings, and policy shifts signal a dramatic departure from the past. Trump's approach is unconventional, his methods unorthodox. But one thing is clear: he is determined to reshape the geopolitical landscape. Trump's recent phone call with Putin, lasting a reported 90 minutes, has fueled speculation and ignited debate. The focus, the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. Trump, it seems, is intent on brokering a peace deal, a feat that has eluded his predecessors. He has even proposed a summit with Putin, a move that has raised eyebrows in Washington and beyond. Zelenskyy, the Ukrainian president caught in the middle of this geopolitical tug-of-war, finds himself in a precarious position. He welcomes Trump's engagement but remains wary of Putin's intentions. The stakes are high for Zelenskyy as he navigates the treacherous waters of international diplomacy. Trump's actions have far-reaching implications, not only for Ukraine and Russia but for the entire world. He is challenging long-held assumptions about U.S. foreign policy, redefining alliances, and asserting American power in ways that have surprised even his closest advisors. The world holds its breath, watching and waiting to see what Trump will do next. Zelenskyy's dilemma, a delicate balancing act. Volodymyr Zelenskyy, the president of Ukraine, walks a tightrope. Caught between the ambitions of Putin and the overtures of Trump, he must choose his steps carefully. His nation's fate hangs in the balance. Zelenskyy has made it clear he will only meet with Putin under one condition: a common plan negotiated with President Trump. This stance reflects Zelenskyy's belief in Trump's ability to influence the situation, a belief fueled by their direct communication. Zelenskyy's insistence on a common plan underscores the complexity of the situation. He seeks assurances, guarantees that any agreement reached will be more than just empty promises. The memory of past betrayals, of broken agreements and unfulfilled commitments, weighs heavily on his mind. The Ukrainian president understands that any negotiation with Putin carries significant risks. He is acutely aware of Putin's history of using force to achieve his objectives. Zelenskyy is determined to protect his nation's sovereignty and territorial integrity, even as he seeks a peaceful resolution to the conflict. For Zelenskyy, the stakes could not be higher. His leadership, his resolve will be tested like never before. The world watches, holding its breath as he walks this diplomatic tightrope. Shifting sands U.S. policy on Russia and Ukraine. The tectonic plates of U.S. foreign policy are shifting. Long-held assumptions are being challenged. Alliances are being reassessed. Nowhere is this shift more evident than in the Trump administration's approach to Russia and Ukraine. The days of isolating Russia are over, replaced by a pragmatic approach that recognizes Russia's role on the world stage. The administration has signaled a significant departure from previous U.S. policy, one that has raised concerns among some observers. Ukraine's aspirations for NATO membership, once a cornerstone of U.S. support, are now deemed impractical. The idea of Ukraine regaining control of territories currently held by Russia is dismissed as illusionary. This pragmatic approach, while jarring to some, reflects a cold calculation of the geopolitical realities. The administration appears to have concluded that a negotiated settlement, however imperfect, is preferable to continued conflict. Whether this approach will yield lasting peace remains to be seen. The implications of this policy shift extend far beyond Eastern Europe. It signals a broader reassessment of U.S. global commitments, a willingness to prioritize American interests above all else. The world watches, uncertain of what the future holds, as the Trump administration charts a new course in international affairs. Section 4. Veterans Affairs, a nation divided. While the world focuses on international affairs, a storm brews on the home front. The Trump administration's proposed cuts to the Department of Veterans Affairs have ignited a firestorm of controversy, exposing deep divisions within the country. At the heart of the debate lies a fundamental question: how much are we willing to sacrifice for those who have sacrificed so much for us? The proposed cuts, totaling $98 million, have been met with fierce opposition from Democrats and veterans groups. They argue that the cuts will jeopardize the health and well-being of those who have served in uniform, undermining the very core of the VA's mission. The dismissals of disabled veterans, military spouses, and medical researchers, they contend, are not only morally reprehensible, but also counterproductive. Republicans, however, defend the cuts as necessary to streamline the VA and improve efficiency. They argue that the VA is plagued by bureaucracy and waste, and that these cuts are essential to ensuring that veterans receive the best possible care. The debate over the VA cuts reflects a larger societal divide, a clash between competing visions of government's role and responsibilities. As the debate rages on, one thing is clear: the well-being of our veterans hangs in the balance. The decisions made today will have a profound impact on the lives of those who have served our country, shaping their future and the legacy we leave behind.